What inspires me daily?
Biggest insecurity.
My proudest moment.
What's your name and what do you do?
So my name's Sam Miller. I run a creative video agency in London.
Tell us about the first time you tried to start a business.
I tried to start a property company. Initially, I was supposed to be sourcing, finding properties, and then flipping them over to investors. But I didn't find any properties to flip, and I didn't find any investors. But I did sell leads to other people. But it was pretty much a flop business. Didn't last for very long. So.
What was the first thing you've ever sold?
I saw a Pokemon card. A Pokemon card in the playground. I saw Charizard that I stole from a brethren.
How did you acquire that? So what did you want to be when you were a kid?
When I was a kid, I actually wanted to be an architect. And then I found out that you have to do 7 years of studying. I was like, no, I don't want to be an architect no more. And then I did want to be a footballer, but I didn't really think I would ever make that. And then I wanted to do business, but I didn't know what I wanted to do in business. And then in theatre, I just wanted to do a whole bunch of different kind of things, really.
Okay. What would your younger self say if they saw you now?
Kind of rough. Need a shave.
Tell us about your proudest moment to date as an entrepreneur.
It's probably when we landed a deal for a company in Thailand, because that kind of validated the work that we was doing up until that point. We were struggling a little bit. I had been doing some very odd jobs and didn't have much money, some debts to pay off and stuff like that. And then we landed that deal, and that was when I was just like, yeah, do you know what, this can actually work, because it was the first time someone was just agreeing to pay us £1,500 a month.
What were you doing as part of that deal?
So we was handling their social media, we was doing content creation for them.
How did you get to kind of do that?
So I went to like some personal development stuff, went on a bit of a mad journey. Then I met my business partner, well, not met my business partner. I linked up with my business partner because he's my cousin, so I didn't meet him. I met him when I was born. And yeah, then we just kind of started working together. And a good sort of mentor of mine kind of gave this contact to us. We reached out to them and we struck the deal.
What do you consider your single strongest character trait?
When I'm in the zone, like, I'm really focused. You know what I mean? I don't really get distracted. When I feel like, we've got work to do, then there's very little. Even food will be a distraction to me sometimes at that moment in time. But yeah, focus probably.
What is the most money you've ever lost or made in a day?
Ooh. Most money ever made in a day is difficult to call it a day, because technically there was like stuff leading up to it, but the transaction was 12K. That did make me feel good at that time. That was one of the deals from the same client from before. But most money we've ever lost in a day, I don't know whether to call it a loss, because to a certain degree it led me to where I am now. Yeah, spent 10K on a mentorship program, which didn't really do too much in terms of practical elements to put me on the map today.
If you made £1 million tax-free, what would you do with it?
Try and find someone who knows how to manage £1 million, and give at least a portion of that to them. I'll probably invest, reinvest some into my own business, buy equipment. And then I'll probably have to try and enjoy myself. I need to see some other parts of the world, fly to, I've never been to Asia, been to only Nigeria in Africa.
Is capitalism evil or good?
Capitalism is what it is. People can make it evil, people make it good. Yeah, I think people misuse the system or use it well.
Okay, what is your worst or most difficult client?
We had, I don't want to say where they're from because they'll know that I'm talking about them, but they gave me a lot of stress. And I tried my best to go far and beyond for them, and even when they nuked all the work that I did for them, I still redid it for free, no extra charge. And then they still had the cheek to kind of ask for more. I was like, nah, these guys are taking the mick.
Have you you ever been conned by someone in business?
We have been conned. Interestingly, it probably cost us about £15,000. So we basically found an agency that was going to help us produce more content better and more efficiently, and do ads more efficiently. And it turned out that they was faking to be the company that they were pretending to be, and we paid them like $6,000 up front, and we were paying them like, I don't know, almost $1,000 a month or something like that. And then we found out that they're basically not legit. So yeah.
How did you feel?
Look, I mean, to be honest, I actually didn't feel too bad, because it taught us, there were certain things that we learned in terms of sales from that, and it didn't really kill us, so we're still here. But it's not nice to be conned though. So
Tell us about your lowest point.
oh, I've had a few of those. Lowest point is probably when I was trying to start the business, and to start the business, I decided to take a cleaning job because I was struggling. And then I went to this man's yard. The man's yard was dirty, and I was just like, nah, this is too deep. Then the next day, that's when we landed the first deal. So that was a low point.
Tell us about the time you almost gave up and persevered.
Yeah, we was in a lot of debt end of last year. I wouldn't say I was really close to giving up, but it was real stress. We didn't really know when we would make it. We didn't know where the next deal was coming from. Struggling to put it together, and we just kept working hard. Like, I think just having good relationships around me, good people around me, just helped me to kind of keep going, and then we sort of dug ourselves out.
What is your biggest insecurity?
I won't be able to provide for my family. I won't be able to kind of do something significant.
What's the hardest thing about being?
Hardest thing about being an entrepreneur is uncertainty. Definitely the uncertainty. Sometimes I dream of having a job. People have a job, dream of being, owning their own business. But sometimes I dream of having a job. Just going to work and then just forgetting about it, going home and just going to sleep. That is a dream.
How much money do you make per year?
Per year, obviously we're in growing stage. So last year we made, I think 35 to 40K. This year we're probably gonna make closer to 70-ish K. But that's turnover, so that's not like taking into account all the other things. And I don't even know how to answer the question of like just profit. So yeah.
How do you spend your money?
I don't. I don't spend my money. I don't spend my money. Travel, food, business stuff. Very occasionally I go out, but it's very occasional.
What's the biggest mistake entrepreneurs make?
Unrealistic expectations that they, have gathered from other people, and then they just think, yeah, that's what it's going to be like for me, and then not realizing there's a lot of elements that go into that. That's a big mistake I think a lot of entrepreneurs make.
What inspires you to do what you do on a daily basis?
I think just like, wanting to provide for my family, and just like wanting to sort of pave a better way and be able to help certain people that, like, I feel like I would be able to do that more efficiently with the journey that I'm kind of currently taking. So, yeah.
Is poverty a choice?
Poverty is not a choice from the perspective of like, there's just people who are born in certain situations and they have no choice over that. But having said that, and although it ranges in terms of difficulty for every individual, like some people, in a developing country, for example, it's going to be a lot more difficult for them to do something. But sometimes out of, pure luck, pure chance, sometimes out of their own intelligence or intelligence that they've gathered from someone else, they might be able to create something and, and sort of take themselves out of that situation. So I think that's always a possibility, but it's not something that people obviously choose.
Did you take up debt to start up, and how much was it?
I didn't take up debt specifically to start up, but I did take up debt before learning some stuff about entrepreneurship and business and that kind of thing. So,
if you became leader of the world, what would be your first action?
I heard someone else say this, but I would also give it up, because that is stress, boy. That is with everybody looking at you and asking you, what to do or whatever. People judging you. That is a lot of stress. I don't think I want that stress. I'm also not someone who likes the limelight. So fun that.
What is the most shameful thing you've done for money?
Probably that cleaning that man's yard. To be honest, when I got there and I saw how dirty it was, I was just like, nah, this is too deep. I didn't even claim the money in the end. I just said to the guy, I don't think I can do this, bro. You have to find like a professional, because this is another level. Not that cleaning someone's yard is shameful, but just for me, like, I was just like trying to start my own business, and I felt like now I'm cleaning someone's toilet. That's it's a juxtaposition. So you can't weigh up what's gonna happen, or like you don't know what's gonna happen or anything like that. You just have to try it. Just validate your idea as much as possible, and then just try it. Yeah, just do it. Don't wait around. You know, just go for it.